We are just days away from what could be the biggest WrestleMania of all time, WrestleMania 41, and today I make my official predictions on who I think is gonna win and what I think is gonna happen. If it isn't obvious already, I'm hyped about it. I know you are too, and I'm going to WrestleMania 41. I literally leave to Las Vegas after I record this video. I'm gonna be going to WWE World, Friday Night SmackDown, Mania Night 1, Mania Night 2, and the Raw after Mania. I don't have any more money left. But I'll tell you what, I might not have money, but I'm gonna have fun. And I'm gonna be recording and making content all week long. So make sure you guys subscribe so you guys are following along for the adventure. I'm gonna be doing vlogs, interviews, tours, what it's like to be at SmackDown, WWE World, Mania, the Raw after, etc. It's gonna be phenomenal. Make sure you guys are following me on obviously YouTube where you're watching this, and then Instagram and TikTok at GillyMania for a bunch of content. And of course, after WrestleMania 2, I've been making WWE content for almost a year now, and I've been loving it, and it's been great. Anyways, I'm extremely excited, and I have really high hopes for this WrestleMania. I know the buzz hasn't been there maybe like last year's was, but I'm telling you guys, I think we're in for an insane Mania. Now, before we get to night 1 and night 2 of Mania, I need to acknowledge the Friday night SmackDown before, because I think they're going to be adding 1 to 2 more matches to this WrestleMania card at the last minute, because as it stands right now, Randy Orton doesn't have a match, and that is not gonna fly. I will be there. I will have a match with Randy Orton if I need to. My boy ain't missing Mania. There's no way they would let that happen, so he's got to have a match or at least some involvement. All signs are pointing towards a Randy Orton Solo Sikoa match at Mania, and I'm okay with that. It's two guys that honestly deserve the spotlight. There's a lot of history there, and we could definitely have a great match. If that match doesn't end up happening, I could see him still being a part of WrestleMania by interfering in the United States Championship match, where maybe Solo Sikoa tries to help Jacob Fatu and Randy Orton stops Solo Sikoa, and maybe that's just all the involvement we're gonna get from Randy. Or maybe we see him in the main event of night 2 when it's Cody Rhodes versus John Cena and Randy Orton's got to pick a side. Maybe we'll see him then too. I don't know, but I'm really hoping we get the Randy Solo match just to get him on the card. If not, he 1,000,000% will be involved in one of those 2 championship matches. Now that puts us at 15 matches total, but I think we're going to go for an even number here. So the final match added to the Mania card, I think it's either going to be Chelsea Green versus Selena Vega for the United States Championship, or a tag match spectacular that we've all been wanting. So the women's IC title is going to be featured in the tag match later on the show, but the women's US title is not, and I don't really like that. I feel like it does need the spotlight, so I can see some shenanigans going down and Zelina Vega getting that match at Mania. It might be a quick one, it might be just like a hey, let's get it on the card, but it deserves to be on the card. It's a championship. But speaking of deserving to be on a card, here's a match that genuinely deserves it for the good storytelling and the good matches that it's been having. It's the whole men's tag team division on SmackDown. They've been going at it for months. It's been a major storyline on every single show. I mean, there's backstage segments, matches, and the in-betweens. We all thought it was a foregone conclusion that there was going to be a tag match at Mania, and there wasn't. But I think there could be. There is a tag match championship on SmackDown, and I could easily see that match get interrupted by all of the other teams, or maybe one other team, or whatever it is, and then, you know, some shenanigans go down and the match ends in a DQ. Nick Aldis comes out and says this match is getting moved to WrestleMania since you guys want to go at it and you guys want to make this a big deal. Everyone's had this prediction. This is not my opinion. Everyone's thinking this. I think we're kind of all on the same track here, and it makes a lot of sense. I think that's why everyone's on the same page. I would love to see that happen. It makes all the sense in the world. They're gonna deliver. It's gonna be awesome and entertaining. Hopefully that happens. We'll see about all that. Anyways, let's talk about night 1 of WrestleMania. We got Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. There's no way in hell Jey Uso loses this thing. I know Gunther's amazing. I know Gunther's been incredible, and I know Gunther will be okay if he loses this match. He can go fight for the World Heavyweight Championship the next night on Raw. It's all good. But if Jey Uso loses at another big moment like this, at the peak, the pinnacle of his absolute hype, I don't know what's next for Jey Uso, so he has to win. He needs this W. You could argue, and I will argue, Jey Uso is the most over wrestler in the WWE right now. Whether you hate him or you like him, you can't deny him, and he's gonna have an incredible match today. Whether you hate him or you love him, you can't deny him. Jey Uso is him. And I think he wins this match. It's going to be a super emotional match. I think they're going to go at it for a very long time. But before the match starts, I do really hope, this is fantasy booking, we have an interaction with Roman Reigns before the match. It's kind of like a callback to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens before the IC title match at Mania last year. Roman gives him a hug and says, like, you know, get out there, go do your thing. And Jay gets locked in and he goes out there and it's a whole amazing thing. Roman Reigns has a match the same night, so it totally works. If their matches were on 2 different nights, I wouldn't even have this conversation, but they're on at the same time. It makes all the sense in the world. I would love to see Roman acknowledge Jay and him have that moment. That would be, oh, so good. I'm literally getting goosebumps right now. Can you guys see that? I'm literally getting goosebumps right now. This is insane. But the match is going to be awesome. It's going to be emotional. And the finish that I see happening is Gunther choking out Jey Uso, holding him till his last breath. And while the ref is going to pick up his hand and let it drop, Jey Uso's gonna hold. Massive pop from the crowd. He's gonna burst out of it, and we're gonna get an exhilarating finish where Jey Uso comes alive, hits that double spear that Roman Reigns does where he bounces off the ropes, spears Gunther, hits him with the Uso splash. 1, 2, 3. Jey Uso finishes the story, and the world erupts in celebration, man. I am getting so many goosebumps right now. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be emotional. I might shed a tear, but the part that I think is the cherry on top, I bet you Sami Zayn brings out Jimmy Uso, and maybe in like a wheelchair, or maybe he like brings him out on crutches or whatever. I think Sami Zayn shows up at WrestleMania to congratulate Jey Uso with Jimmy Uso, and it's going to be a beautiful moment. They celebrate together in the ring. I could see that happening, and that could be such a beautiful Mania moment. Jey Uso, bring it home, Moose. Then we have LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. No one is expecting LA Knight to win this. I love LA Knight, and I know you guys do too, but Jacob Fatu is undeniable. I can't see Jacob Fatu losing this match. He is so overprotected in a good way, and deservedly so. He's so great that I could really see him winning the US title at Mania and having this crazy rookie year where he just comes in and is the guy in the Bloodline. Now, him winning would be big for the Bloodline storyline moving forward because he did something that Solo Sikoa couldn't do, and Solo's been there for years, so there's gonna be a lot going on there. I also think if Randy Orton doesn't get a match, that we do see some involvement from the Bloodline and Randy Orton comes out to save LA Knight. Whether that works out or not, I'm not sure, but I think we see Randy Orton and Solo Sikoa battle it out. Couple RKOs here and there. That could be fun. There is a chance we could see a betrayal here and Solo Sikoa betrays Jacob Fatu, or maybe Jacob and Tama betray Solo. I'm not sure how that's going to look moving forward, but I could see that happening, I guess. But I would rather Jacob win and they build towards that betrayal down the road, maybe at SummerSlam or close to it. For the finish, I can see Jacob Fatu getting hit with a BFT and kicking out at 1 and then going nuts. Huge prop from the crowd. He crashes out and wins the championship, the United States Championship. It's going to be massive. He's going to celebrate with Solo, I guess, if Solo's going to be around. Might be a little bit of tension there, but you can't deny Jacob Fatu. He might be the GOAT. Yeah, I guess he does the most, but he whoops ass from coast to coast. Yeah, I mean, Jacob Fatu, take the dub. We got Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, otherwise known as Chad Gable. I think this is going to be a super fun match. Rey Mysterio always has these really entertaining random one-offs at Mania, and I love them. I think we're going to see a lot of callbacks to a Rey versus Kurt Angle rivalry. For example, when Rey jumped in from the back on the entrance and jumped Kurt Angle, I think that was such a great moment, and they can definitely recreate it. And I think we're going to see a lot of recreated spots from those years way back when, because this is like the new age version of Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio, but Rey Mysterio's still around. I wish this was like a mask for mask match, but I feel like that would make it super predictable. And let's just be real, there's clearly going to be a moment where Rey Mysterio unmasks Chad Gable. We see it's Chad Gable. There's like this fun crowd pop realization, and then he's going to rage, go after Rey, get lured into a 619, bada bing, bada boom, the match is over, and Rey Mysterio is going to pick up the dub, and I think it's going to be incredible and a fun, quick match. Then we have the World Tag Team Championships on the line with the War Raiders versus the New Day. I don't care about this match. They haven't given me a reason to care. Listen, I respect the War Raiders and the New Day, but this feud is not really doing it for me. Did it deserve to be on Mania? I'm not sure, but the only reason I think it's on the Mania card is because, gosh darn it, Big E is coming back. I mean, mean, there is no way we don't see Big E in this match. Whether he's returning to in-ring action or he's just there to do a couple moves on the New Day or just to scare them or whatever, that pop would be amazing, and that pop would make the match worth it and be that WrestleMania moment that we're all hoping for. So because the New Day is targeting the neck of the War Raiders in recent weeks and trying to injure the neck, I feel like that's literally the Easter egg storyline here, linking that to Big E because he had the same injury. So he's definitely coming back. And if he doesn't, then what the hell are we doing? So yes, give me Big E returning, taking out the New Day, and the War Raiders picking up the dub. Then we have Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE Women's Championship. This match is gonna get ugly. I think they're gonna really lean into the heat that they have and the bickering and the real tension in the ring, and this is gonna be a phenomenal match. They're both at really important stages in their careers, and they're both incredible, and I think we're gonna have a great match. I think there's gonna be a lot of moments where the ref is gonna break up a lot of like hair pulling or maybe some real shots, some big slaps, and I think they're gonna really lean into that beef. I feel like a lot of people are disappointed and are gonna be disappointed by this match either way, and I think that they know that, so I think they're really gonna deliver, and we're gonna see a great match, and I think Tiffany Stratton is gonna take the dub here. I could see Charlotte winning, but I feel like Tiffany has so many more feuds to have for the championship, with the championship, and if Charlotte wins, like, what new feuds are there for Charlotte? I don't know right now. I think her and Jade are gonna go at it eventually, whether that's SummerSlam or Mania next year, but I think Tiffany winning is the right call. Give me Tiffy time all day. Then we have Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I really appreciate this match. You got two women that have worked their ass off to make this rivalry worth it, and it honestly has been. It's been one of the best builds in this WrestleMania entire card, to be honest. Naomi's done incredible work, Jade's done incredible work, and they deserve this moment. This is the first time in like 20s of years that two women have gone face to face at WrestleMania without a championship being involved, and that is kudos to the storytelling and the work done by these women. I love Naomi's new gimmick. I think we're going to see a new entrance, a new finisher, a new aura and vibe from her that we've already kind of been seeing. There's no way she comes out with this whole glow, like, what are we doing? She's a heel. I don't see that happening. So I think we're going to get this recreation of Naomi. An unpopular opinion, I think she's going to win. I love Jade Cargill, and I think she's going to have an incredible career, a huge SummerSlam match, a huge Mania match next year. But I think she could take the loss here, and that would do so much for Naomi because we don't really have that major heel in the women's division right now. I mean, there's a lot of like tweeners or heels that we really like, and I think Naomi can just be that one that everyone is like, oh wow, she is the villain here, no questions asked. So I think Naomi winning this would be great. Either way, they can still continue this feud and involve Bianca in it, whether she's champion or not, at SummerSlam or maybe even further down the road, but I would love to see that. Give me Naomi with a dub over Jade Cargill in a shocker. And finally, the main event, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. This match has swerve written all over it. You got three of the top guys in the company that have not much to gain and not much to lose. It's so unpredictable. No matter who wins or loses, any of these guys can go fight for a championship the next day. So does it really matter who actually has something on the line? The answer is actually Roman and Punk. They do have something on the line. They have the wise man on the line, but Seth Rollins is kind of just there. Yes, he has this deep hatred for both of these guys and a massive rivalry, and you got to understand there's a lot of long-term storytelling here, not only between Seth and Roman and screwing each other for years, pause, or Seth and Punk and all their beef over the last couple of years, especially this most recent year, but also the Rumble. Seth and Roman are going at it, Punk eliminates them both, and then they all start brawling on the outside. That was a real moment that set up this triple threat match. With how deeply rooted this match is, there's no way we don't have a big payoff, and that big payoff, in my opinion, is gonna be a swerve. And I think, for one, Seth Rollins is picking up this dub here. Punk winning, okay, that works. Roman winning, okay, that works. Seth needs to win this, because if he doesn't win, then we're all gonna feel like he was just thrown into this because he doesn't like these guys. But why was he in the match in the first place? It could have just been a 1v1 and they could have done something else with Seth. He's the odd man out. Now the swerve, it's gotta involve Paul Heyman. There's no reason he's just in this match. You know what I mean? Like, Paul Heyman needs to either pick Seth Rollins over Punk and Roman, and that would be incredible, and that could lead to so many things down the road, or he could just kind of leave the match in general and just leave Punk behind, leave Roman behind, and maybe disappear for a little bit and find a new advocate after Mania is over. Whether that's Brock Lesnar returning, whether that's Braun Breaker, if Braun Breaker happens to lose the IC title, whether it's the other Bloodline members, who knows? But I do think the swerve is going to happen with Paul Heyman, and I honestly don't really see him going with Seth, but if he does, that would be phenomenal. Such an unpredictable match, but I would love to see Seth winning. Moving on to night 2 of WrestleMania, we have Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. I'm sorry to break your heart, but Bianca Belair is definitely winning this match. She has never lost at WrestleMania, and I think she has the best storyline moving out of this match as the champion. We've seen Rhea as champion very recently, literally a few weeks ago, and we've seen her as champion for so long. She's about battled everybody out here many times now. Io Sky has also been a champion, and she's had a lot of great feuds as well. Bianca Belair kind of hasn't been a champion in a minute, or at least it feels like that. She was in the tag team division for a while and she was champion there, but on her own, I feel like she has so many awesome matches that can come out of this feud. Most notably, she's got to figure out what's going on with Jade and or Naomi. That's 2 championship matches right there, or a triple threat maybe at SummerSlam. Maybe Bianca and Charlotte Flair go at it. Maybe Charlotte Flair doesn't win against Tiffany and she's like, I want another shot. And she goes over to Raw and tries to win there. Who knows? But I think Bianca has the most to gain from winning. I think the way the match goes, Rhea is gonna own this match because let's not get it twisted. Rhea is the most over women's superstar maybe ever. Like, she's incredible, and Rhea's gonna do her thing and look extremely dominant. I think Io is also gonna look great, and she's gonna have a flurry at the end, and we're all gonna believe that, wow, Io's gonna actually win this thing and retain, and she's, yeah, maybe forgotten about in this triple threat, but she's still Io freaking Sky. She's gonna be awesome. You might think she's gonna win. Maybe Rhea hits a riptide on Bianca. Io hits the moonsault on the both of them while Rhea's trying to get the pin. Io goes for the cover on Bianca. Rhea breaks it up at the last second, and then Rhea gets up, tries to hit a riptide on Io on top of Bianca. Bianca rolls out of the way. Io gets hit with that riptide. Bianca gets up, KODs Rhea Ripley, and we have this crazy finisher, dramatic ending, and it ends with Bianca Belair winning the match. I could see that happening, and they would be so cool and so exhilarating, so let's make it happen. Thank you. We also have AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. We all know what's happening here, right? This is going to be a phenomenal match. AJ's going to cook. Logan's going to cook. It's going to be super entertaining. There's definitely going to be a celebrity involvement. A lot of people are thinking Mr. Beast or Kai Cenat or IShowSpeed. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. We've seen him on WWE TV before. He's a part of the whole Prime family with Logan Paul, and he's a Chiefs player. He is the Chiefs player, and they are in the Raiders Stadium, so that's going to create a lot of heat. Not that there's a lot of Raider fans there, but you know what I mean. That's a perfect heel celebrity involvement from Mahomes. Kind of a thing with Logan Paul matches, whether you hate it or you love it. I think it's kind of fun. It gets like the pop culture involved, which is important to the growth of the WWE, so I'm okay with it. But ultimately, AJ Styles is going to win this match. Logan Paul is going to be awesome. I think it's going to be a very similar match to the LA Knight Logan Paul from SummerSlam. A match full of close calls, big moves, and a lot of entertainment. This is going to be a fun one for sure. Then we have the women's tag team title match with Liv and Raquel versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. We will see a new member of the Judgment Day in this match. I think it has to happen because this match was kind of thrown together a little bit late, and there is some history there, but is there enough history for a Mania match? I think so, because Roxanne Perez is going to cost Bayley and Lyra Valkyria the tag team championships and join the Judgment Day at WrestleMania. Over the last few months, we've seen the WWE really push Roxanne Perez, whether it was in the Rumble or in the Elimination Chamber. She's been a huge star and she has a massive future, and she really needs that main roster moment, right? And it's got to be this. She's not on the Mania card right now, but she's got a lot of history. You might think it's random. She's got a lot of history with the women in this match. Her and Bayley recently just feuded. Her and Lyra have feuded before, and her and Liv Morgan are very similar. There's a lot of similarities there, a lot of history there, and I think it makes a lot of sense. Finally adding a new member and solidifying her main roster spot, Roxanne Perez returns, joins the Judgment Day, and gets Liv and Raquel Rodriguez the win. Then we have the IC Championship match with Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. The Judgment Day are turning on Finn Balor here. He's been so rude to Liv and Dom over the last few months, a lot of snarky comments and whatnot, and you think they're going to put up with that stuff? Absolutely not. I think we're going to get a moment where Finn Balor has a close finish. He's got Penta in the ring. He hits the coup de grace. He's about to finish him, and Dom pulls him out of the ring. Finn gets mad, and then maybe Carlito attacks him from behind or whatever. Bada bing, bada boom. They argue, they beef on the outside, and all while this is they argue, they beef on the outside, and while all this is happening, Braun Breaker is setting up Penta for a spear, and then Penta counters the spear with the Mexican Destroyer, and it's a crazy moment. 1, 2, 3, Penta wins. Penta's rise and success is undeniable at this point. He is going to win this match, but I think it's going to be a crazy epic moment, and I'm excited for him. Now, I will say there's no wrong answer here. If Finn wins, awesome. If Dom wins, amazing. If Braun wins, for sure. If Penta wins, heck yeah. It doesn't matter, but I think Penta winning makes the most sense to me. We're going to be entertained no matter what. This is arguably going to be match of the night, but I think Penta shocks the world and wins it all. Then we have the Sin City Street fight with Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. I don't really know what to think of this. I love Drew McIntyre. I love Damian Priest. I think they're both awesome and deserving of a Mania moment, a Mania match. I don't know how it's going to go. I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. I hope it goes to the parking lot. I hope we see tables and barbed wire and a bunch of crazy stuff. Maybe a car, but I don't know who's going to win. I guess I'll pick Drew because I don't want Drew losing any momentum here. I feel like he's been on the short end of the stick a few times this last year, and maybe this is Drew's time to shine. I mean, heck, Damian cashed in on him last time, so I feel like Drew needs some redemption here, and getting this win could be big momentum for him for a title push that he hasn't really had as of late. And I think Damian's been doing great work, and he's going to go fight for the US title to try to win that back, and he's got a little bit of history with Jacob Fatu, who I think is going to be the US champion at that point, and I think him and Jacob Fatu can have a great storyline, some great matches moving forward. It's kind of all I really see out of this match. Let me know what you guys think. And finally, the WWE Undisputed Championship match between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. This is going to sound crazy, but hear me out. I think there's a moment where Cody counters the AA into a crossroads. I feel like you can easily counter that and it'll look beautiful. Like I can imagine that right here, right now. It's going to happen at the end of a really long match where they've been going at it, so many close calls, and as Cody is crawling to get the cover, if you smell, The Rock's going to be there. The Rock's music's going to come on, and he's going to make his entrance all the way down the ramp, and he's going to lay the smack down on Cody Crybaby's candy ass. I think we're getting a similar beatdown to what happened at Elimination Chamber, and before The Rock or Cena delivers that final blow, who comes in? Break the glass. Stone Cold is coming out for show. I mean, he's going to be in WrestleMania that weekend, guaranteed. He has to be at the Hall of Fame, so he's going to be there, and he's going to come out. It's going to be a massive pop, and it's not going to be like WrestleMania 40 where everybody comes out. We're just getting The Rock and Stone Cold. That one moment, this monumental feud that comes all the way down to this moment here. Stone Cold comes down the ramp. Maybe we get one last face-off where it's Cena and Rock glaring across to Stone Cold and Cody Rhodes, and it's this insanely hype moment. I'm literally getting goosebumps right here. But unlike WrestleMania 40, this time the bad guys win. I think the villains are gonna win. We're gonna get some low blows here, some dirty shots, and Stone Cold's gonna get his stunners in. Don't you worry. We're gonna have a great little moment there, but I think the bad guys are gonna pull some dirty maneuvers and get this dub, making it the most crazy, shocking, controversial end to a WrestleMania main event ever. With Stone Cold coming out, you're like, oh, this is over. What a crazy pop. They gotta win. Cody Rhodes gotta win, but the bad guys end up shocking the world and winning the gosh darn thing. Also, really quick, if it's not Stone Cold Steve Austin and they can't afford him or whatever the heck happens, if that's Randy Orton's spot, it still totally works and makes a ton of sense and is still gonna be an epic moment because it sets up John Cena versus Randy Orton at Backlash, and then we get that feud moving into Backlash with John Cena as champion. We have face Orton, heel Cena. It could totally work out. If anything, that might work out a little bit better technically. Makes a lot more sense, especially if he doesn't end up having a match. So John Cena, hey buddy, love ya. You're my superhero. You followed me on Twitter. Thank you. Heck yeah. You gotta win. Lock in. Those are my official WrestleMania 41 predictions. That was a lot. I'm excited, and I really believe in a lot of the answers I said. I feel like these are all realistic options. I don't think I was too crazy on anything. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys agreed or disagreed with and what you guys think WrestleMania 41 is going to be like and how it's going to go down. Let me know in the comments down below as well what you guys want to see from me during WrestleMania 41 weekend. Like I said, I'm going to be vlogging, recording, all that jazz, so make sure you guys subscribe and following me on all social media so you guys don't miss all of this content, all of this action. It's going to be great. WrestleMania 41. I'll see you soon.